Hi, my friends. It's Sam Via here. Hi, can you guys?
Our contributions in education will be our legacy in this industry.
Whether it's through live education or maybe through social media, we're always trying to make a personal connection with you, the learner.
At Sam Via, we believe our smile is our business card and our personality is our logo. And how we make people feel after you experience our education and tools is our trademark.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us, my friends, and be a part of the Sam Via community.
Hi, my friends, Sam Via, and thank you so much for joining us today. I sincerely hope that you have enjoyed yourself and have been able to get something out of this today. Some tremendous talent. I'm so awestruck by being surrounded by talent such as Linares, Andrew Carruthers, and the great Anna Peters with her long hair foundations. So first of all, I just want to thank the team. They've been working really hard getting ready for this. And once again, we're doing this for you to help you out and to help COVID-19 relief fund for the PBA. Speaking of that, let's talk about our sponsors. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Pivot Point. Pivot Point, you know we love you. They are the #1 mannequin of choice for us as a brand. And I was so fortunate to work with Pivot Point, and myself and Andrew, we really developed a mannequin that we feel that you would be really happy with. It's 14 inches of length. That's right, 14 inches of length. So you can do long hair styling with it. You can probably get 3 to 4 haircuts out of it. Not only that, but you can also color it. We've tried to keep the shade on a lighter shade. I'm not a colorist. I do know a level 32 though. But we've tried to keep it a lighter shade that you can actually decolorize. So that was important to us. So the mannequin itself. One of the reasons why I love Pivot Point is because of this particular seal, that Pivot Point. And when you purchase your mannequins, do me a favor, look for this. It's all about labor ethics, and Pivot Point supports that. So when you see the SA 8000 tag, you know that it is about the standards in terms of how these people work, their working standards. My friends, I feel that's really important because I grew up working in the fields. I would pick your strawberries from Driscoll. That's right, Watsonville, California, your blackberries, your blueberries. I was the little guy picking those things. And I can't tell you how much, I really felt that my family, my mom who was with us, would have been treated better. So this is what's so important, guys. Look for this seal. Pivot Point, we appreciate what you've done for it. So that said, I named the mannequin after my mom, Lydia. That's right, Lydia. And we love the mannequin the way we've been working with it this weekend. So I want to thank Pivot Point for all your support. And once again, make sure you look for this. Next people I want to give a shout out to before I start doing some hair for you. Obviously, we couldn't do this without the support of people. So I want to give these people a big shout out. This is obviously the brand that I love, that I'm connected to with the hip. This is Redken. All right. Now, what I'm looking here is I'm looking at their new Extreme Bleach Recovery range. That's what this is, guys, when you take a look at this. I'm going to point to you my 2 favorite products at the moment. What about Redken? Well, guess what? You asked for it, and they delivered. The Detox Hair Cleansing Cream and its detox. And look how big this thing is. So you asked for it. Let's bring back Hair Cleansing Cream, and here it is. Not only that, but one of my favorite products I've been working with right now is PlaySafe. This is a thermal tool for temperatures up to 450 if you choose to work with that temperature, but PlaySafe. It's in the extreme category, but what I love about this, I'm working with it, blow drying with this. I'm working with my thermal tools when we're working with this product. So you're going to have an opportunity. Somebody in this class is going to walk away. Let's see. They're going to walk away with the 7-inch dry cutting shear. You know that's one of my favorite. And Redken's new Extreme Bleach Recovery range. So that's a gift. I also want to thank ABS, American's Beauty Show. Karen, thank you so much, Karen Gordon, for your support. We appreciate that. And I want to talk about America's Beauty Show. Guys, this is awesome what we're doing, but I want you to remember something. It's so important that we gather together and we network together. I want to see you at next year's America's Beauty Show. I don't want to see you behind the computer. Let's gather together as hairdressers. Let's network. Let's go in and let's connect. Salon owners sharing ideas, picking up ideas, and discovering things. I believe America's Beauty Show is one of the best shows in regards to delivering education. Sam, will you guys be there? Of course we will. We will be at America's Beauty Show, and we support that show greatly. And I want to thank them because what they've been offering as gifts is they've been offering free membership for the Chicago cosmetologists. So it's all about the association there that supports America's Beauty Show. They actually build that show for us. So they're giving away free membership. Sam, what does that include? It includes an all-access VIP pass to Chicago, to the America's Beauty Show, the ABS show, which will be held in 2021. So if you're ready to learn, just give me a hands up, just give me a thumbs up, just give me a yes, and let's talk about layering and graduating, whatever you want to call it, crowns and tops. And I feel it's so important, guys. What I want to do is I want to just focus on just that area. So this particular segment is not going to be about a haircut. It's going to give you various ideas in terms of how do you place weight on top? How do I work from short to long? And how do I get these volumes on top? Get the right texture, today's texture, today's movement, and today's volume. How do we achieve that? So I'm going to share with some things with you that might affect your belief system. Now, I want you to understand that as a person, I really feel if I can find 10 ways to cut a one-length bob, I'm going to find how to do that. And that to me is really important. And the reason being is because if I can find as many ways as I can, effective, not gimmicks, that work for me at the chair, work for you at the chair, then I suggest you do that. And the reason being is because it creates a sense of enthusiasm. So let's cut some hair. All right, we're going to work with our pivot point tripod, okay? And what I want to do is I want to go through, and I've actually sectioned this off. Sam, looks like you've actually set that with a hot roller. Now, what I'm discovering, guys, is rather than just twisting my tops up, I'm actually just doing a, gosh, I learned this in beauty school too. For all my beauty school students out there, it's so important you pay attention to your teachers because they know what they're talking about. Trust me. For all our partner beauty schools out there, for those of you that are watching, just give me a yes and define who you are. But it's so important, students, that you pay attention to the teachers. Listen to what I'm saying because I wish I would have paid attention a little bit more. But what I'm doing is I'm actually doing a barrel curl, working with my fingers. And I thought, you know what? I'm working with this dry. Why not set in some movement into this or set in some volume? I didn't use an iron or anything. I just took my section and just did a little barrel curl set. But let's take a look at the sectioning, all right? Let's follow me over here to this board over here and allow me to share with you what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you some crown layering first. Now, what do you mean by that, Sam? Well, what I want is I want this actually to say, let's say that you've done your haircut and now you've sectioned out your crown and you're getting ready to go in and work in that area. So since you're going to work in that area, what I want to do is I want to go in and show you a great way to place length maybe where you want to place it, which would be if you're working with fine hair, maybe you want to place weight over the ear, some length over the ear. Here's a great way to do that. So what I've done is I've taken a zigzag section. Now, I've taken a zigzag section because I haven't done anything here. And I just want to prove to you by working with zigzag sections and working with technique to create a soft edge, you'll be able to create this where it has almost seamless layering. But when they touch it, it gets frothy. All right, so let's get started. All right, so take a look at my zigzag section I have here. Just simple. I'll show you another way in my second mannequin. I've got 3 of these I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you how you can actually take all this and make a haircut. All right, so take a look at what I've done. That's my zigzag section, and you can really see that, and it just works its way around. Take a look at it from the front, and don't be so precise about this in terms of how that looks. Look at the back of that, and you can see what we've got. All right, so now once we've got our zigzag section, what I want you to do is just roll that up. Then I want you to take all of this hair here, and I just want you to bring it back and put it into an elastic. The reason being is as I cut this hair is going to fall. Now, this is a great way to introduce a guest, a client, to layers, and a great way to help them achieve a volume in the crown or top area without going through and layering everything out. So let's go through that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work in through that center back, And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a vertical section right down that center back. So you can see right here, there's a section right down the center back. I'm going to work sections parallel to that. Look at the sections parallel to that from the top view. And I'm going to over direct everything to a stationary guide, which is going to be the guide in that center. This is the guide that I'm going to set up. And I'll show you how I'm going to cut that. Then every section will come to that, over directed to that. So by doing that, what I'm actually doing is I'm pulling away from an area, over directing from an area where I want some weight and length, and that's usually over that ear. So let's go through. I'm going to work with a white comb on dark hair so that I have a transition in terms of that. If this was a blonde, I'd be working with a black comb. All right. Ignore the fact that it is a zigzag, okay? Just think of it as a normal horseshoe and just take your sections and elevate. Let's go through and let's take a vertical section down that center back. Now, it's so important that you understand we're going to be giving away prizes in this particular segment. And that's going to be that 7-inch dry cutting shear. All you're going to do is text the word contest to a number that's going to appear there. So text that. The team will randomly pick. They just randomly draw, boom, and they'll let you know at the end of the class who's going to win this. All right, now here's a hot little tip, all right? Before I cut this, my suggestion would be let's determine where we want that length to be, okay? So how do you determine that, Sam? A great way to do that is ask the client if they work with a round brush. If they work with a round brush, then what you want to do is just simply put the round brush there, go underneath it, and that's about as short as I would take that, so that they're able to get their favorite brush around it. If it was a smaller brush, then I could actually take that shorter. So what I'm trying to do is just give you a helpful tip in terms of determining that. I'm going to work with a little bit of one united, okay, even though I'm working with this dry. So Sam, would you suggest dry cutting these tops? I would, especially if you're going to, let's say, leave some length and you're going to go through and you're going to cut this. I would suggest that you leave that, okay? So watch now. Let's go through, and I'm going to work with one of my favorites, the 7-inch dry cutting blade. And I'm going to work with this because I want to get deep point cutting. So when I want my point cutting to be deeper, work with a longer blade. When I want my point cutting to be a little bit more shallow, work with a short blade. All right, let's see the question here. Josette, how much do you believe shear length plays into the technique? Have small blades never tried 7-inch? Should I be afraid? Probably is what you're asking, Josette. Okay, Josette, let's talk about that. First of all, guys, let me just share with you. We got the tools down to 40%. 10% of our total sales is going to the COVID relief fund. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want to focus on sales. Let's focus on the why of long shear. If you can afford and you have a long shear, I recommend you use it. You're going to get deeper in with it. So now, Josette, if I don't have a long shear, then what I'm going to do, let's say I've got a short shear like this. Then what I want you to do is lay it down with gravity. Now look at the angle of the shear. So see, I'm still going in fairly, but look at as I go in, I close on my way out. So that's what's going to give me the length that I need. So you can create deep point cutting with a shorter shear, but you got to lay it down and start up high, work your way down. I hope that helps you out, Joseph. So does length of shears play? I saw that question, I think, in Andrew's or Jesse's segment, where how about length of shear? Does it matter? It depends upon what you're doing. If you want something to go deeper, work with it. I'm working with a dry. When I work with my long layers, I like working with a dry blade. Now I'm going to actually on this, I'm going to round this out. So I'm just going to think, even though I'm going to point cut this. So what do I need to do first? All right, let's get off length. So don't try to cut the length, point cut this into this. Let's get off length. So diagonal, look how that shear is on a diagonal with this length. So now watch me just notch it, notch it, notch it, notch it. So now, if instead of just blunt cutting this, you built weight. Now you're working twice as hard to soften that edge out. So what I just did was I just notched that. Now look at my hand. Look where my index finger is. Look at the length I have. Now come in, watch me just spread. Look how I just kind of almost like take my thumb to the crevice, middle of your knuckle of your index finger, and now just make a fist. Now look how I just come in, and look how I'm trying to stay really parallel with the hair. The shear itself is not at any slight angle. When we start going at a slight angle, you start to release length and you start to build a little bit more weight. So think about what's the end result. So what I'm trying to share with you guys is just don't get in and point cut. Understand the why behind point cutting in terms of what it creates. That's critical, my friends. All right, I'm going to just go live here on Instagram, guys, if you don't mind. I want to get something up here, and let's go live with Instagram, and let's bring some friends in with Instagram and do this, all right? So I'm going to go live, and all right, I'm live. Let's see what happens. Let's turn this around. All right. Hi, guys. All right, so I'm going to go live here on Instagram, all right? So now watch. Once I'm here, now watch me work with this. Here's where I cut here. Okay, now watch me just start to elevate. Watch take the comb flat on the head, white comb on the head. Now watch me come through. Now look at this corner that I have way over here. See the corner? Now you can just start to see that corner. So what I want to do now is just start point cutting to the shape of the head. Now watch me come through. Look how I adjust. Look at my elevation. How now I'm coming straight up. And then once again. So Sam, when you see length, I slightly go on a diagonal to take off some length. And now watch me just come back in and look how I lay the hair down with gravity. I recommend laying it down with gravity because you're going to have a lot more control instead of you trying to hold it up and do this way. I guarantee the hair could probably collapse at an angle. Now let's take a look at this in terms of that. So what I've done is I've actually cut that section, but now look at how, I hope you can see, guys, that I don't have any hard layering in that whatsoever. Now see how by controlling that with an elastic and a ponytail, then what happens is that allows you to pick up a section you need to cut. All right, so Sam, now what are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to give you a back view of this so that you can actually see how I am not only elevating this, but I'm taking it somewhat out of its natural fall. So why some of this is being over-directed out of its natural fall. It's elevated, and then it's being over-directed. So you do call it whatever you want, guys. It's amazing. As Jesse was saying, we have so much language in the industry. But let's make sure that we understand what we mean by that language. Now, watch me just point cut. Look at how I'm chunking, okay? Now I've got the length, okay? Now watch how I'm just going to lay this down. Now, this is just a great way, I feel, to introduce maybe a one-length client to layers. Later on, I'll show you another technique in terms of going in and creating some layers for fine hair. Really, really interesting in terms of how it works. Look how I spread that. Sam, why do you fan this out like this? Because if I keep it like this, my eye sees a lot of weight. So I'm looking for positive and negative space. Sam, what do you mean? There's a lot of thickness there. When I do this, look at the negativity, the negative that you can see through that. See how you can see the comb through that? I can read a newspaper through that. And where you feel you need more, come through. Now, obviously, it's going to depend about how you're holding your hand. So make sure you understand that this tool we call the comb, it really is the issue for creating mistakes. Hey, guys, thanks for joining me on Instagram. Thank you. We've been going all day at it. The show goes on. So make sure you take a look at us tomorrow on our Facebook page and register for that, guys. So it's on the YouTube channel and on the Facebook page, Sam Villa Pro, Sam Villa Professional. And now I got you going Instagram. How's everybody doing out there on Instagram? Just give me a thumbs up if you're doing good, guys. All right, let's continue. All right, so now what I've done is I've got my last section. Notice how I like to hold everything in my hand, guys. And the reason I like to hold it in my hand, just because I want to comb, control. Instead of me combing all this massive hair with my index finger and middle finger, my finger angle, then it gives me a little bit more. Watch. Comb, control. I'm ready to cut. Now I comb. Watch the comb. Set up the angle for me. Look how I turn in the comb, how the angle is, because I'm cutting to the round of the head. Look at where I'm looking for that guide. There's that guide. So let's notch the length off that we want to take off. Now let's come through. And now look how I turn that with gravity. And then now look how you look into it. Now, if I'm here, look at that shear straight up and down. So I'm really deep point cutting this. And if I want to, look how deep I'm going into that, how I go deep. So I'll hit my index finger, slide my shear down, and now close on my way out. Hit my finger, slide, close on my way out. So it's not about, taking off a lot of hair, guys. It's about adjusting the silhouette. How do you adjust the silhouette? It all depends on where you pull the hair to. So let's take a look at this. We over-directed and elevated everything to the center. Now watch what I've done. By doing that, I've made this hair here travel along this because of the roundness of the head. So what I'm actually doing, watch the line, I'm actually filling in a lot of hair right there. And now when I comb this down, watch how this just starts to just pop. You just start to see that pop. And that's the idea. How do you cross-check? Thank you for asking, Lisa. Lisa Schneider. Lisa, when you texturize, there's just no way you can cross-check texture, is there? Texture is all visual and feel. That's what texture is. So we have to understand that. So watch me just feel my hands through. So I have to make sure my clients understand. I'm going to give you a very precise, uneven haircut, Louise. And the reason I'm doing this is because we've discovered if I cut this blunt, it collapses. So I'm going to go through and make this hair a little bit softer on the edges. So that's why I'm doing this, Lisa. So there's just no way you can cross-check it. If you're going to go back and you want to cross-check it, I want you just bring everything right back to where you cut it. Hey, Andrew, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I have kind of a special request, and just a couple people have brought it up, and it's something that you do all the time, and we always get people asking about it. Will you show them how you do your little thing with holding the shear and the comb in one hand? Everyone always asks about it, so will you show them that real quick?
Sure, after they learn this. No, now see what you just made me do? I just dropped the comb. Now I got to give it away. Here, I'm going to throw this one out in the audience. Somebody catch it. All right, here we go, guys. So watch. Here's the trick. First of all, your tools. All right, the thumb is the action blade. It does that. So a good exercise to do, I'm just going to let go of this. I trust my ponytail, is to place your hand up against the wall and now just go in and just practicing. So you're stabilizing the top of your hand. This really actually worked great for me. The other thing I used to do was I'd bring my knee up. Is I'd be watching TV and I would do this. So it just helped me just practice moving that thumb blade. So once I did that, for the students out there, for all our student partner schools out there, students, this is what Sam always did. I'd sit there and I'd be doing this for hours, all night long, just working fine teeth. Let me get to the wide teeth. Let me get to the fine teeth. Let me get to the wide teeth, fine teeth, wide teeth. So that's the idea. So work one tool at a time. So once you master this, okay, just moving from fine to wide, now place the shear in your hand. And now go twirl. Now watch what I'm going to do. Let's go slow motion. Andrew, let's put the camera on slow motion if you don't mind. Now I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to slowly turn. Look how the thumb comes through. Now watch my middle and ring finger catch that. And now I catch it. And now I'm in a cutting position. Okay, so the idea, once again, let's see it without the shear. Okay, that's where I want to get that comb. Okay, so I want to go through here. Once I'm here, now I just twirl that back. And now I'm back on business. And I can twirl, fine teeth, wide teeth, fine teeth. Let's see, I'm ready to cut. Move, twirl, watch the thumb, push and catch. Right there's where I need to be, open, and there's your shear. Okay, now a lot of times people, Andrew, they have problems where they say, Sam, when I'm going to cut and I do this, the comb, my shear keeps hitting the spine right here. So the issue there, guys, is when you do this, that's in your way. Watch Sam teach you something, okay? When you go through and you put the comb away, instead of sliding here, I want you to hit the pocket of your hand and bring it this way. Now notice nothing is in my way. Now then you come back and you grab the comb and you're back to business. Hey, at Sam Villa, we want to help you out as much as possible to make your work as easy as possible behind the chair. Andrew, I hope that helps him out, buddy. And tell him thanks for asking the question, guys. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
All right, brother. All right, here we go. Let's take, now I'm working on her left side. I'm going to give you the back view again. So now I'm working on her left side. Okay, I'm working on her left side right here. For parallel sections to this. So depending upon where I'm standing right now, that's a round horizontal line to me because of the path of my eye. But if I'm standing here in the back, it's a vertical line to me. So you're seeing a vertical section based upon your view at the moment. Now I just simply comb it to the center. Sam, do you have any tips in terms of when you're combing? You talked about how the comb creates the issues. Well, guys, let me tell you something. Watch. If you're a one-sided comber and I'm cutting this side is to be elevated and over-directed to the center position. So if I'm a one-side comber, then what I'm doing is I'm actually taking this side shorter here because it's not traveling as much as it did on the opposite side. So I want you to be aware where you're at. Where is your last combing angle? That's critical. So watch. If I comb here, and I'm ready to cut, look where I'm at. I've tilted that past center back. So I know I want to clean. So that's why I want you to get in the habit of capturing the hair, especially when we dry cut. It's just going to give you a little bit more control. So capture. This is what I mean by capture. Capture. Now I'm ready to set up my over direction. So watch. Here's the spine of the comb. Keep an eye on me, guys. That's the spine of the comb, that part. These are the teeth of the comb, fine teeth and wide teeth. When I layer the hair, work with fine teeth. When I work with my one-length bobs, work with the wide teeth. Spine, always aware where the spine is combing to. In other words, watch the spine. I know I want this in the center. As soon as that spine hits the center, I turn and I come right back up. So now that guarantees me that I am in the center. If you're we're learning something here, just give me a yes. I want you guys even on Instagram Live to say yes. Just give me a yes, a thumbs up, all right? So now, once again, look at what I'm going to do. Chunk, look at the angle of the shear. See, there was not much there to take. Just, why did that happen, Sam? It didn't seem like there was a lot. The zigzag section. The zigzag section. Got to be aware of that, guys. All right, here we go. Come through. Watch me lay. Now, I'm gathering. Sam, you keep recutting the same hair over and over. That's right. I keep softening, but I'm not taking off length. Watch. So I come through. Look how parallel it is with the hair. I come through and go slow, guys. It's not about speed. Practice comes with speed. Ask those Olympian athletes, right, Mr. G-Man? We got to go in and practice. You got to work out. People go, Sam, do you work out? Yes, I do. Can't you tell? No, I work out with my mannequins. That's what I do. With my pin and point mannequins, I'm constantly working out. Instagram, what's up, Instagram? Ooh, we got people from all over here at Instagram. Okay, good. Just give me a heart, man. You guys good? Everybody hot? Everybody out there good? Come on, guys. Are you good? Well, guess what? Everybody here's been responding. Okay, let's go a section again. All right, take your section again. Sam, could you compress this whole side? Guys, I would examine the density of the hair before you do it. Remember, compress cutting. What do you mean, Sam? It's taking larger sections at once. Why would you want to do that, Sam? You want to do that. Think about it like an analogy of a paper, which is a paper cutter, which is exactly how I would suggest you explain it to the client. It's about how much paper. If you take a lot of paper, take the length off first. If you take off a lot of paper, be aware where I'm combing with the spine. If you put a lot of paper into a paper cutter and you go to cut it, the line that you're going to get is not very precise. It's got a bunch of edges to it. It's not really a clean line. So hair's the same thing. The larger section I take and I go and cut, I'm not going to get a precise edge. I'm going to get a softer edge. So that's the concept and the why I would want to come in and compress cut. Compress cut, you know, condensed cut, whatever you want to call it, guys. Look at the shear. Once again, working with my 7-inch dry shear, working with that shear, lots of shears, guys, a surgeon of hair. Reason being, each shear has its particular purpose. I mentioned it earlier, understanding fashion designers. They understand different types of tools. You know, Jesse talked greatly today about the razor and the fundamentals of the razor. Tomorrow, at the end of the day, I'm going to do a razor kind of bob for you and show you that in terms of that. Now watch, when I comb down through this, I want you to look how you don't see any edges in it, okay? But now watch. I'll give you a profile view of her, all right? But what I want you to see here is the fact that you don't see a lot of edges. But what I've got is I've been able to get the response that I want. Watch this. Watch when I just tickle. Look at the movement that it has. So this is a great way to go in and just satisfy a client that says, I don't want an angle in the front. I pull my hair back to a ponytail, and I want to be able to control that. So what would you do for me? That's how I would go in and handle these people. But the first question I'd be asking is, where do you place your ponytail? That's going to tell you about where your link's at. What's up, Andrew? How are we doing, buddy?
Hey, we got a couple questions that kind of specific to hair density and texture. Mm-hmm. So, you know, questions about if this would be good for super thick hair that tends to show heavy cut lines, and kind of a second piece to that, would you do it with thinning shears at all?
Oh, great. Okay, you could certainly do it. Let's go there, Andrew. All right, let's talk about two great techniques, Andrew, that I would approach on that. Take me back to the big screen, buddy, and I'll share it with you. All right, here we go. Let's go back to what I just cut. Here's what I just cut. I'm going to do another top and crown for you, show you another way to do it. All right, take a look at this now. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's say we're going to do the same thing. And the question was, there another way that you could do it with your shears instead of maybe point cutting? Is that right, Andrew? And could you do it with a blending shear? All right, let's talk.
And would it work well for thick hair that tends to show the blocky cutting lines? Okay,
let's go with thick hair. So, Sam, what would you do with thick hair? All right, let's take that same section. All right, now here's what I recommend you do with thick hair. Because if I go in and I block off, I'm going to see a chunk line inside that thick hair, especially if it's straight and has no movement to it. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Let's get a little bit closer for you so that you can be able to see it. All right, here we go. Now take a look at what I'm going to do. This isn't about me seeing me. It's about seeing this technique here. So I'm going to take my 7-inch, and I'm just going to simply weave that. So I just weave it. And a man that does this great is Philip Wolf. Love Philip Wolf. If you don't follow Philip, you need to follow him. Now watch. Great technique. I used to do this way back in the early 80s. And all I'm going to do is back cut this. So I just come in. Look how I'm not closing my shear completely. So watch this. I'll go slow motion. Okay. So look at you can see there, I'm cutting some hair. Weave it, and now back cut. Okay. Now go in and weave it again and back cut. So can you see what I did was I put 2 variations of length. Now let's take a look and see how much hair did I actually take off. And you can see as the hair is falling, I took off some hair there. Now that technique works great with thick hair. Watch again. And then what I love about this, Andrew, is that you're able to control by this. I could take this out, Andrew, and I could do like a little microwave, like a highlight. Okay. And I could just take that much out if I wanted to on fine hair. What I love about
that angle, Sammy.
What I love about that is the fact that when you do this, you control how much weight you take out. So if I just go in like a microwave like this, Andrew, and do that, you can just see I'm just barely taking any hair out. So it gives them the illusion of still having one length. But the idea, once again, would be you could go in and take weight out that way. And it's great on thick hair. Now, could I use the blending shear? Yes, you could use the blending shear, but I would suggest you do the same thing. What I don't want you to do is take a blending shear, guys. Please don't take a blending shear and go in and cut. You just cut a blunt line inside of existing length. So what I love to do with the blending shear is exactly what I just did with a 7-inch dry cutting blunt scissor or shear. I just went through it, and I do the same thing with the blending shear. And I come through and I weave, and oh no, I dropped the comb. Okay, and I weave and I close out on that. And then it also works well with the invisible shear. You know, I love doing that because this is the one that I can actually slide out with. Now, what's the difference, Sam, between that shear and your blending shear? This shear will actually go in, and as I pick this hair up, let's just do this here. As I pick this hair up, watch this hair move that direction. So you see the angle? It moved that direction. Because this blade here is very dull. It's not going to cut my finger. Okay? It pushes the hair to give me a scalloped effect in the teeth. That's why it's made the way that it's made. Andrew, is this helping you out in terms of answering that question? I hope it is, my friend. All right? All right. So now let's go back into the next technique I want to share with you. And then I want to show you a good way to get a zigzag section. All right? I love Hairbrained. I was watching Hairbrained, and I watched Drew Schaefer. If you don't follow Drew, you need to follow Drew. He has a line of combs and things and brushes called Crux. So make sure you check out Drew. And guys, I'm all about supporting everybody. Put in your hand what you prefer. We hope it's a Samvia tool, but I love Hanzo. I love Casio. I love Samvia. I love Hikari. It's a matter of what's comfortable for you, but I know that we've got something comfortable for you too also. All right, especially if we're having ergonomic products. All right, watch this now. Let's take this second story that I've got for you, and this one's really cool. I'm going to introduce to you another way to actually go in and layer hair. That's what I want to introduce to you, all right, is another way that you can go in and layer hair. So here's a scenario, and some of you have seen me do this before. Are you tired, love? You think you're tired? I'm exhausted. So here's another way to layer hair, okay? So here's the story. This client comes in. She has fine hair. She's a yoga teacher, and she wants to pull her hair back in a ponytail, but she's really scared of layering because she has fine hair. So my sectioning is going to change here. So first of all, I asked her, where do you pull your ponytail? She said, right back to about middle of her back of her, top of her occipital. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go through, and all I want to do is watch this. Take the comb, and I'm going to take the comb and place it on the head. Where the comb comes off. So Sam, what do you mean you're placing it? All right. Let me just get her out of the way. Okay. Watch. I rock this comb so I know where it comes off the hairline. Right there, it's off. Rock it till it comes off. This is the point where I'm going to start this now. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take this circle section right where it came off. And then once I have this circle section, watch how I'm going to adjust this. Because of fine hair, I want you to think about the hairline. And the hairline will make a difference over that ear. So I'm going to come through here. Now watch what I'm going to do. Let's put some hair in the hairline, and I just arc that out. So look at the section I just made. So I'm making more of a saddle section, if you will. Let's come to the opposite side. Same procedure. Okay, excuse me while I stand up and move the mannequin. Okay, here. So all I'm going to do is just come through and just rock that. So now what I've done is look at the saddle I've created. So I've actually placed more hair into that area that I'm going to layer. So now the way that I'm going to layer it, it's not necessary to take a zigzag section. I drew it out with a zigzag section if you wanted to. Okay, I'll bring that down lower for you. Once again, take this section, and rather than twisting it, because I'm dry cutting, remember, when you take something, you twist, you're going to put wrinkles into it. So all I want you to do is take yourself back to beauty school, okay, and just go to a good old-fashioned barrel curl. And now let the barrel curl just sit there. From the warmth of your body, you'll just start to give this a little bit of bend and a little bit of something to it. Now I'm going to come through, and I'm going to take a elastic, and I'm going to pull back the elastic. When working with elastics, I love to coat my elastics with Outshine 01. It's one of my favorite products to work with. Coat the elastic with, this is a more or less kind of like a cream or a lotion, actually a lotion if you will. So coat the elastic before you place on the elastic. So what you're actually doing is you are actually buffering. You're actually buffering the cuticle, and you're not going to rough up the cuticle. How's Instagram doing? You doing good out there? Ooh, that number keeps picking up, Andrew. All right, here we go. All right, now we're going to go through. So look at what I did. All I did is just simple saddle. Now, once I've done that, watch what I'm going to do. Do something a little bit different here. All right, so don't panic on me. All right, once I've got that, let's turn our profile this way so that you're able to see. Okay, now I'm going to come through. I'm going to take a horizontal slice here. All right, so I'm starting in the front. That's where I'm going to start this. Okay, let's see that question. Philip Wolf and Drew Schaefer, yeah, the name Sammy mentioned. That's right. I love both those guys in terms of what they do. There's so many people. And then Monday night, I want you to really join me Monday night. I have a huge announcement that I'm so honored and so proud to announce. And I'm not going to be announcing that until Monday night. But it's definitely going to make some noise in the industry in terms of what's going to happen. And we'll talk about that on Monday night. All right, Sam, what shear are you going to use again? I'm going to go with my 7-inch dry cutting shear, but watch how I'm going to layer the hair this time, all right? Like I said, I don't know about you, but if I can find as many patterns as I can, or as many ways to go in a textured edge, I'll look for it. Ways that are effective ways that work for me, not ways that are gimmicks, things that are gimmicks, okay? Bringing it down. Now watch, I want some long layers here. Remember the story, fine hair, how to layer out fine hair, introduce them to layering. I'm going to bring this all the way down, probably just to about a nose. That's going to be my guide, where I determine my guide. I'm not going to cut it here. It's going to create too much weight. Let's elevate, and now let's look where my hand is at, and let's bring that comb right back up to that. So now as I do this, what happens is, watch, okay? Now I'm going to give this to you straight on because I want you to watch how I'm going to cut this, all right? All right, that looks like a good angle. You can see. I'll get myself out of the way. Let's go back to the nose. That's where I want to elevate. So I'm going to over direct just slightly. Now watch what I'm going to do, where my hand is. Now watch, my ring finger comes away from my middle finger. The guiding blade goes on it. Then I just come up to that length, and now I'm just going to scan, just like a computer scanning. Look at the angle of the shear. It's almost straight up and down. So I'm getting a very soft edge here when I go through and I scan. That's all I'm doing is just opening. So use your ring blade to stabilize it. You see how I use that? Once I've got that, just soften it. Watch how I just soften, okay, just like what I shared with you. But I'm only going in just slightly. That's that first section. Now watch the second section, my second section. I'm going to bring my second section. I'm going to introduce to you something a little bit differently. Some of you maybe seen me do this in some of the classes that you've taken with me, but it's just really working effectively. I had to share it with the masses today. Okay, there we go. Okay, now watch. Look at the fine teeth of the comb. Fine teeth of the comb comes underneath. Now I'm going to raise this section that I first cut. That was slightly over-directed. So each section that I'm going to cut is going to be over-directed to a stationary guide. Yet, each section I cut, watch as I come to it. Watch now, this is critical. I'm going to fold this up so I can see the guide. That's the guide. Now I want you to see the guide because I'm going to lose the guide, meaning I'm not going to let it drop out of my hand. I'm going to slide it in between my index and my middle finger there until I lose it. Now, see how I don't see it? It's completely gone. Okay, so where is it, Sam? It's halfway in between my index and middle finger. Now I come back through, guiding the guide blade rests on my index finger, angle the shear just slightly. Okay, and I come through and I just work my way across and I just scan. I don't want to notch this, guys. I want to scan this. That's what I'm doing. So using your index finger so that you can move, just like a computer scanning. Now that's the second section. So if I looked at this, this section is slightly longer than that section. So Sam, the analogy. Okay, the analogy. Think about it when I was taught to cut a bob. And I remember the guy that I worked for, his name happened to be Bob Kincaid, and he taught me to cut a one-length bob. And he said, Sam, I'm going to teach you to cut a one-length bob. I said, great. Okay, so what he did was he said, cut your baseline. So I cut my first section, cut a nice baseline in. Then he said, all right, the next section, I want you to leave it just slightly longer. And I said to Bob, Bob, that's not the way that I was taught. And he said, Sam, this is about making the bob pliable on the edge so it makes it easier for the client to maneuver it under. If you keep everything so blocked off, the discovery, Sam, it makes it more difficult. And I thought, okay, I'll try it. I'll learn. So it's the same thing. Let's say that this is the bob. That first section I cut, that was my first guide. My second section was just slightly longer. And now this section is going to be slightly longer. So here's what I'm trying to share with you. How do you texturize, Sam? How do you texturize? So what I'm trying to do is teach you, here's a cool way to texturize so that you're not spending so much time texturizing at the end. So you're pasting a softer edge in. Guys, when you go back, time is going to be valuable to you. And that's what I'm trying to do is give you something that's going to work. I'm going to hold my body in uncomfortable position so you can see. Now watch. There's my guide. Okay, now watch what I'm going to do. Look how I slide up till that guide disappears. Once that guide disappears, I've got some length. I come through, and now there goes the shear almost straight up and down, and I scan right across. You see, this is what's fun, guys. This is an opportunity for us to reset our voice, reset our skill set, reset your personality, reset your belief system, reset your attitude when you go back to the chair. I'm also resetting my skill set as a father, my skill set as a husband. Why? Because I'm home so much now. So, you know, I've got to live the way they live their life. I can't come in and take over. They're set in their ways. So it's about that, guys. Reset your voice. You've got the opportunity, the time to discover now. And I thank you for joining us. Okay, watch now. And so, Sam, this is such a great way, yes, to introduce a client to layers. So now I'm at that ear area. That's where I'm at. So I'm going to take my last section here. And now I'm going to bring this up as my guide. Keep your head in your body, my dear ladies. Keep your head in your body. All right. I'm going to use this as my guide. And now everything's going to come up right up to this point. So let me position this for you. If you guys are having fun, you're enjoying this, just give me a thumbs up, guys. Give me some questions. I guess I must be on a roll. There's not too many questions. My God, we're having a great day. Such explain things. Guess, right? I guess. I don't know. All right. Straight up. Now everything here is going to come to that position. So everything from front went to a certain stationary guide. Now my guide stays stationary over the high point of the head. So let's take our next section, next horizontal section. If you're learning something, just give me a thumbs up, guys. All right? All right, here we go. Next section. All right. I don't know about you, Andrew, but I'm exhausted, and I've only done 2 classes while you guys have done like, what, 2 today, or I don't know. But it seems
we did 2 each, but I've been staring at this computer screen ever since.
There you go, buddy. I was just going to point that out, but you've been super busy. Guys, we can't thank Andrew enough for what he's doing in terms of controlling the questions and the screen itself. So everybody do me a favor. Just give a thumbs up for Andrew. Just give me a yes for Andrew, because without Andrew, we wouldn't be able to pull this off. Sam, I noticed that you're taking off less now. Yeah, so I don't need to chunk out so much. That is longer. My guide is inside there. That's longer. So that's what I love about this particular technique. It's a great way to introduce a client that could be a little skeptical about layering their hair. This is a great way to introduce them. So I've given you 2 ways in which you can go in and layer out long hair. Let's take a look at this one. There are actually 2 ways that you can actually go in and cut the tops and the crowns. I think that's what's cool about that. So let's go through. Now watch this. This should look like she didn't even have a haircut. Okay, if I put that up close and I just brush through that. Look at these mannequins. This is Lydia. Okay, so you can just see I didn't even go through. And watch now. But when I move this, watch the movement. Look at the movement that she's getting now. Now take a look at the sense of volume that that's starting to have. Okay, give you a profile view. So when she tickles it, she touches it, it's just got some movement to it. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's not something that I came up with. Once again, I'm your messenger. I go out, find it, and then I want to share it with you. That actually came from when I was at Salon International. I had the opportunity to see Sassoon, who I have a lot of respect for, and I saw Mark Hayes. And they were doing this with their short little haircuts. Each section they were directed to, they were just sliding that guide so it disappeared. And the reason being, they said, is they wanted soft edges, and that's how they discovered to stay with discipline and get these soft edges. So thank you, Mark Hayes and the team at Sassoon, once again, sharing what I learned with you. All right, let's go to another one. Andrew, we're doing good. Let's go through now. And
you just gonna go all night, Sam?
Well, you know me, buddy. The ever-ready bunny in this industry, buddy. I'm just going to keep going. You know what? I did think about that. How many of you would like to see me go for 24 hours nonstop? I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about going 24 hours nonstop.
Don't encourage him, please, guys. Do not encourage him.
All right, Andrew. I got one more, buddy. You mind if I show it very quickly?
Your show.
Okay. How much time have I got? It looks like it's down to the end already.
Yeah, you're already 4 minutes over, but whatever.
No, let's stop here, and here's why. Because I could always show this at another time. Plus, I've shown this, but hopefully I've given them two great ways to tackle those tops and those crowns. Instagram, what's up? Oh, look at these guys over here, Andrew, on Instagram. All right, brother. So once again, let's just recap this, Andrew. It's all about guys discovering ways that you can go in and work with these tops and crowns. So what do you mean, Sam? Well, let's say you got a one-length bob. If you got a one-length bob and you want to layer it one of these two ways to introduce that bob to some layering. Especially they say, I can't get any volume. Well, why can't you get the volume? Because it's solid one length. So I just wanted to give you two little cool little patterns that I really enjoy working with and have a lot of fun with. Andrew, I want to thank our partners again, but more importantly, before I do that, we've got a prize to give away.
Yes, we do.
All right. What we've been doing is every segment, guys, we've been giving a prize away. And I don't know, Andrew, if I mentioned this in the beginning, but here's how you enter to win. Text contest to 888-812-1115. Did you see how I had to go like that?
We already have our winner.
Oh, we do? Oh, great. Good job, Andrew.
You did a good job. You announced in the beginning.
Oh, I did.
They enter throughout the time.
Hey, my brain is becoming like a sieve lately, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. All right.
So I got your winner.
Okay, who's the winner?
From your state, from Florida, we got Paula Caruso.
Yes, Paula. Congratulations. Sam, what am I winning? You're winning the 7-inch dry cutting shear and that great new Extreme Bleach Recovery range from Redken, which has two of my favorite products in there. That's Play Safe and Detox, the hair cleansing cream. Andrew, what a great day. What an incredible day, brother.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, we got a big day tomorrow again, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, basically we're going to repeat this whole thing for you guys. We've got 8 more shows tomorrow with Jesse Linares, Anna Peters, Sammy himself, and of course I'll jump up and wave my shears around for a couple of segments too.
You did awesome. Andrew, what are the segments tomorrow? Would you mind just giving me what's the opportunity in terms of the learning? Thank you, brother.
Oh, whoops, that's Sunday. Sorry.
All right,
Monday. I got it right here.
Yeah, go ahead and call it out.
So Monday, we're going to do value-added long hair with Sammy right at 11 a.m. Eastern. Then followed up by the beautiful Anna Peters. She's going to be teaching thermal styling tips and tricks at noon Eastern Standard Time. So curling iron tricks, flat iron tricks, talking about the texture iron. I'm going to be teaching a pixie class, and this pixie will be all about how the shag has started to influence short hair like pixies. So starting to see some fuzzy edges coming back. And we'll be back on at 2:30 for boho bridal, which I know that was a pretty popular subject with some of you on her earlier class, because she definitely has that way to bring softness into those styles. Jesse's going to be back on with us at 3:45. He's going to just teach a really simple foundational breakdown, one length bob, just that classic French bob. And what a better guy to teach that, right, Sammy? Right.
Oh, God, I love Jesse. If you've never seen Jesse Linares, you have to watch him. He's funny, but God, can that guy teach? And the way he talks about it is really, really, I mean, just excellent.
Yep. So I'll be doing a texturizing and detailing class in the afternoon. Jesse's going to be doing another one. Actually, he's doing an all request hour.
That's right. I love
I'm
it.
going to have to keep him under control because he has a quick transition. Because then it's 7:15. Sam is going to be back on for a Razor Bob class. And then right at the end of his class, I hope you guys can stick around because we're going to invite the entire team back on to just kind of close it up as an entire crew, give some last minute thoughts on our weekend. So I'd love to have as many of you guys on with us as possible for that last portion if it fits your schedule.
And once again, we've got a huge announcement that we're all going to be making tomorrow night, which I'm very honored to announce and very, very excited to share with people tomorrow night. Andrew, I don't know about you, brother, but what do you say we get on Zoom, we celebrate, and I'll meet you there with a cocktail, brother.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. I know there's a bunch of you that have been here all day for all 8 classes. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, guys and girls. We love you guys. Talk to you soon. God bless, and remember, my friends, it's all about overprotect. Let's not overact. God bless you.
Cheers, y'all.